It's Mountain Monday. You know what to do. Breathe in. And out. And breathe in. And out. And I'm very excited about this Mountain Monday. I'm very excited because for those of you who've been watching this channel for a while, Far Cry was a series that started Mountain Monday. And this is Far Cry Primal, the actual game, no more preamble. And that's why my little wolf friend is whining at me, going, "Come on, let's go! Don't stand there just staring at mountains, lady. Let's kill some stuff!" And I just killed myself. I should make a caveat. This is related to the Zen I'm going to talk about today. I completed this game for review purposes, then started all over again, and because I felt rushed. And so this is very early on in the game. I have completed the game, so I'm going to skip through any cutscenes I may stumble upon while I'm playing through for you guys. But I deleted it without thinking, duh, you have to do Mountain Monday first. Because one of the things that we're not allowed to show is the location of certain quests. It's part of, you know, the agreement for getting the game early. Yeah, I started over, so that's not a problem. So as long as I avoid certain quests that trigger the other quests, I should be fine. And that feeling rushed is what I sort of wanted to meditate on today, for the lack of a better term, because I had to play Far Cry Primal in 3 days. And that's not how Far Cry Primal is intended to be played. It's as long, pretty mountain, it's as long as any Far Cry game in the series. It's not intended to be blitzed through. I mean, you can speed run the snot out of it if you want, just to get the story, but I don't really feel like Far Cry is a game series that you rightly play for the story. You do it for the awesome open world gameplay. In terms of just straight up fun open world, like insane gameplay mechanics, Far Cry is like my favorite game out there. It's always nuts. And Far Cry Primal is no exception to that. I really like the game. I'm not going to say more though, because I want you to go read my review for CGM. CG, I believe their website is cgmagonline.com. But yeah, that's what reviews are for. This is for having fun and being a gamer and talking about cool stuff. Mountain Mondays. I'm not going to cross the streams that way. Mountain Mondays is sacrosanct. Because I think it's important that, you know, those of us who review games, play games like gamers. And if you guys could see the setup I have going on here so that I can play this and still hear it, you'd laugh. Which is part of the reason I'm screwing up, because I'm playing this game from a very improbable angle. Make of that what you will. But the problem with rushing through big games like this, not because we want to, but because we don't have a choice. I mean, if speedrunning something is your idea of fun, have at it, right? Like, go nuts. But most people want to experience the game, you know, sort of let it flow over them. Because there's a lot to do, and, you know, part of the fun, especially in Far Cry, is just farting around and seeing what happens. Trying things, dying, you know, find them again. I think that's a pack of wolves up there. Usually when they're clustered together, that's what they are. But, you know, experimentation is part of the process, and when the clock is ticking, you can't really play a game the way it's intended to be played. And I know why they do it. There's really no reason in complaining about the crunch time periods, because there's nothing they can do about them. I mean, I think it's a real vote of confidence in this title that the reviews come off embargo a full week before the game comes out to the public. But, it does make it kind of crazy for those of us reviewing these products, because I think it caught a lot of people flat-footed. Usually I don't get AAA games for CGM because they're always gone. By the time I get to my email, somebody has taken them. And nobody took this one, and I think it's because the time frame was so short. Everybody's like, yeah, I'll play it. No, not in 3 days. And, you wonder why game reviews are not the greatest or not serving the consumer. Well, that's a big part of it, right? It's not like we can just stop everything else we're doing to play a video game. Whoa, you see that guy go flying? That was awesome. And that's sort of the thing, is that I think there's a misconception. Took too long. Whoa, who's attacking me? This is not very zen, guys. This is why I play through these games before I do Mountain Mondays with them. And I know when I was doing a lot of Far Cry 4 stuff, people were like, start a new save game. And I did that to spite myself. So the universe is with you, people who wanted me to start a fresh game. But it just brings me back to the idea that you can't really see a game through the eyes of a gamer if you're not playing the game like a gamer. And I try very, very hard to do that. I try to think, in terms of what I focus on in reviews and what, where I'm gonna spend my word count, for lack of a better term. I try to factor in what would I want to know playing this particular game, not a game, this particular game. What would somebody who's interested in this particular game want? And I decided that for a Far Cry game, I wasn't going to spend a ton of time on story and characters. There's some of that, but, I think it's more important to focus on splattering dudes' heads with spears, because that's why you play Far Cry. And you get to see a wolf attack. Look, the wolf is my friend. That's why he's got that little icon. Oh, you're trying to kill my wolf? He's going to kill you back. And I really think, and you've got to be careful not to generalize, because people play games for different reasons. But I think the vast majority of people who enjoy Far Cry, poison future, play it the gameplay. It's, otherwise you're going to spend a lot of time, mucking around in a game you don't really like much for really few and far between story points. And where are these enemies all coming from? And so, I focused on the gameplay. Another game I wouldn't take the same approach to. And are you a special piece? No, so I think there's no one-size-fits-all approach to reviewing games. And this is why, there's an expected level of professionalism involved in being a game reviewer. Now, the problem is that professionalism implies a certain salary that actually reflects the time you put into the game. That doesn't happen with game reviews. And that's not the fault of the site. It's simply because, game reviews don't pull in as many eyeballs as op-eds. I've talked about this before. And so they can only pay you, money going out has to be greater than money going in, sort of thing. And so you have to play games, some of which you really don't like very much, knowing that you're going to be underpaid for doing it. And a lot of people who do game reviews are doing it just for the copy of the game, or that's certainly a supplement for it. A lot of people review games for free other than the copy of the game. Now, obviously, there's some YouTubers who do Let's Plays, and, they get a ton of views. I'm not one of them. Let's Plays, every time I've tried to do a Let's Play, it's consistently lower, I get lower traffic than my opinion stuff, and I only keep doing them, I guess, out of the, you know, hope that that will change, because I'd like to do more game content. I enjoy it. I enjoy showing off features of a game in a way that other people, you know, might not do the same way. That's, you know, it's weird because of, you know, all the noise over the past, you know, few years about wanting more core game content and wanting game writing to be about games. Oh, Magic Animal. I call these guys the fire fart animals. They're special, they're rare versions of the different beasties, and my cat is using the litter box. Of course one of them is, because I'm trying to record. Sorry about that, guys. I can't just edit that out like I normally do, because this is in-game content. But, you know, for all the talk about game reviews are broken and we want better game content and all that stuff, the stuff that people really watch, at least for me, isn't core game content. And that's, you know, that makes me lose my zen in a really unique way, because then of course you start wondering, you know, do people not see me as a legitimate gamer? I just shot a deer in the butt. You know, you start questioning what exactly you're doing, because the stuff you enjoy doing, stuff your audience enjoys you doing, all that stuff. And I'm sure you can imagine that that's gonna make a reviewer kind of grumpy. And these are pretty fun missions right here. I like the escort missions. But that's again where, you know, I think you kind of have to decide. You have to apportion a certain amount of your time with stuff that you don't, you know, they're not your money projects, they're your love projects. And that's not gonna necessarily, you know, happen all the time, of course. But you need to apportion some time for projects you just like. And so that is sort of my zen, is for the day, is that some things in gaming you do have to do for money. You do have to make a living, and that does matter. And, you know, one of the things you have to be really good at, especially with YouTube stuff, is listening with a critical ear. And, you know, just because your viewers say they want certain things, you have to really be aware that, you know, there's a big difference between people saying they want something and actually being willing to consume it, and the two things don't always line up. But at the same time, you know, you also have to do things that, you know, a minority of your viewers really like Mountain Mondays. The people who like Mountain Mondays really look forward to it. But again, it tends to be a lower rated segment, although, you know, it's starting to pick up, I think, because I'm making them more topical. But Tuesdays and Fridays are consistently the fastest viewed. Wednesdays, you know, since I started doing long form interviews, over time it becomes, you know, over time it picks up. And you can see you just beat dudes bloody in this game. There's really no finesse once you get up close. And where are you going, Wolf? That was my bad. I sent you over there. Oh, owl. Whoops. That was showing off the owl mechanic. Accidentally. I'll show you guys one of my favorite things to do with the owl. I think it's hilarious, and you probably won't agree, but I think it's funny. But, yeah, you know, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing things that are less profitable, for lack of a better term, but I do have to limit them all. Here's something I enjoy doing with an owl. Banzai! Boom! That is way too fun. Oh, and doing that killed a villager, but that's okay. And I just killed a dude by throwing a club at his head. Highly satisfying. But yeah, that was sort of my trying to be succinct and thoughtful while playing a crazy, intense action game that, oh, I don't have enough. Eat spear. On, you know, hard difficulty, no less, with, you know, and not die terribly often. It doesn't make for the most coherent conversation, and sometimes people do complain about that, but sometimes I just want to play a game with you guys, for lack of a better term, to sort of bring us back to basics and remind us, you know, what all the crazy screaming and yelling on the internet is about. And I guess I'm naive, thinking it's still about this experience right here, but I don't want to lose that innocence, right? Like, I want it to be about this, and so I'm going to make it about this. Dude. So I'm just going to finish up this mission, and let you guys watch. Headshots are a lot harder to get on hard mode with the melee weapons. Oh, and a cool thing I learned is the game auto-tracks melee attacks if you don't press down on the left stick while you're fighting. I thought that was pretty cool. Cool little factoid. But yeah, that's gonna heal the beast. And this is another really cute thing. Yay! Quest successful, kind of. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. But the animals, is he? No, he's not peeing. I thought he was peeing. Sometimes they pee on the bodies. But, I'll show you how to pet them too. Everybody's cheering, yay! Who's a good wolf? Who's a good wolf? There we go. And, I should also say, for some odd reason, this keeps recording in 720p. I don't know why. So if you notice that was a little bit fuzzy, the graphics in this game are really quite nice. But let's close out. Gotta find a mountain. There we go. Okay, ready? Yay to video games. Just gonna meditate on video games. Ready? Breathe in. And out. And breathe in.